Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your master of musical mayhem, though not as masterful as this movie is. And I am also the host of Zenrama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today we are going to be talking about the most excellent rock and roll high school, which I'll have to remember how to spell properly. But before we get too much further into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the movie. Let me know what you think about the Ramones. Let me know what you think about PJ Souls uh, and Day Young, our heroes. And just, do you like rock music? Are you ready? Well, let's get ready to rock and roll with the Ramones. So yes, this is Roger Corman. I don't want to say a production, but it was his New World Pictures that did it. It was released on August 24th, 1979. Your humble agent would have been probably a bit too young to have seen it. I don't even know if it got here to Fossil Bed. Maybe Boulder had it. But it's great. I've seen it, I want to say twice before, like on VHS. Maybe I've rented the DVD from Netflix back when they had physical media to rent. I think they still do, though. Somebody can let me know in the comments. But I don't know if I didn't pay enough attention to it. The music's great. I mean, it has got music in it from so many people. But it's set in Vince Lombardi High School. That sounds like him, but it is in LA, I believe. Um, Unfortunately, Vince Lombardi High School is losing principals constantly because of the students' love for rock and roll. So I don't know about where this is because there's freshmen here. So this is a 9 through 12. Your humble agent went to high school from 10 through 12. So that's a little unusual. But they pick on this poor schlub. It's a running gag throughout the movie. And there's our ostensible male lead, Vince Van Patten. I don't know if he is one of the Van Pattens. Yes, his father is Dick Van Patten of Eight Is Enough and numerous other things. Oh, True Love. He is in The Princess Bride. But there, he's our sensible male lead. There is Day Young as Kate Rambo, the original Rambo. No First Blood here. She will mess you up because she's way smarter. She's my favorite Rambo. Let's just leave it at that. But you can see she's got first place in science, chemical reactions of cloning, fact or fiction. So she's brilliant. And as much as I love PJ Souls as Riff Randall, who we'll get to, Kate Rambo or Day Young has been in so many things. I'm looking here. She was in, what else have we seen? Strange Invaders, Spaceballs. She's in Spaceballs. And she reprised her role in Shake, Rattle, and Rock in 1994 as Kate Rambo. Anyway, there's the Board of Education, and it's spelled wrong. There is our villain of the piece, Miss Principal Evelyn Togar, played by Mary Warrenov, who did not know who the Ramones were. And in the interview in the booklet, all these came from the Blu-ray released by Shout, which is full of, this is not the 4K one, but how much better is it going to look? But it's wonderful, and it's got all kinds of extras on it. I'm looking forward to it. And there's a little booklet in here. It's great. Right there in front of us here, this is, of all people, well, let's see. Mary Warrenov she was from acting, but stage acting before she started movies. Her filmography started in 1966 in Chelsea Girls. She's in Death Race 2000, which is probably where Roger Corman met her, and probably in a lot more of those movies. I have not seen Night of the Comet. I've seen once. I don't think there's anything else. She's in Dick Tracy, which eventually I'll have to watch again. She's also in the sequel, Rock and Roll High School Forever, which does not have a good. Oh, she's in Looney Tunes Back in Action. Excellent. And Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader. Television, she's in Charlie's Angels, Logan's Run, which I'd like to watch again. I just don't know if I can shell out the money for it. Babylon 5, Highlander the series. Okay, so she's been in lots of stuff. So this gentleman here, well, he's very young, but that is Lauren Lester, who would later on voice Dick Grayson slash Robin slash Nightwing in Batman the Animated Series, which is just funny to think of. He also was in Brave and the Bold. He was Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Green Lantern. So those are she's the there he and they are. He is Fritz Hansel, and his buddy over here is no is Fritz Gretel. You can see where they're going there. But those are her henchmen. They're the hall monitors who are just kind of jerks. There is the previous principal. There is our teacher of music, the music teacher, and I believe that's Mr. McGree. Yes, Paul Bartel, and he wrote and starred in Eating Raoul, 1982 black comedy, which I have not ever seen. There is our ostensible hero, but even though I believe Kate is the protagonist. That's Riff Randall, the wonderful PJ Souls, who was in most notably in Stripes. She is let's see, she was in Carrie, in Halloween, Breaking Away, Private Benjamin, Stripes. Holy, she's been in a lot. Alienator, The Power Within, dun dun dun. Nothing else I've really seen since then. Let's see, anything else? Oh, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. Blah. You'll know I'll be hard up for content if I review that. But she's just wonderful. She's vivacious and, I mean, super cute. Both of them are cute. She's like, here it comes, right? And she's the ringleader. I'm assuming she's a senior here. But there we go. They start playing some Ramones song. The soundtrack is great. It's got not only the Ramones, Richie Valens, Brian Eno, Nick Lowe is on it. Alice Cooper, of course, because he couldn't really get away with not having it. Paul McCartney, MC5, Velvet Underground, Huey Lewis and the News, which astounds me. I don't remember them, but and then lots of Ramones songs. And I love the Ramones. There she is with those gigantic headphones on. No earbuds here because it's 1979. Once again, it breaks the Board of Education and the Ramones. There's Brad trying to learn how to dance, apparently. And Togar and her henchlings come together. Find out the story was by Alan Arkush and Joe Dante. Excellent. And that's the Rocket to Russia is that album. So, and it's directed by Alan Arkush. So Tom here is a big dork. He's like a football player. He's the quarterback, but he can't talk to women. He just asks him about the weather, and they kind of know what he's going to say. So he can't score. That's the subplot here. It's a partial teen sex movie, but not really. It doesn't tell me what this was rated back in the day. Let me look and see if I can embiggen that. I can't imagine. I mean, there's some drug use in here, but nothing. And there's no nudity. So it's probably PG. But he goes to here to talk to see, there's your smoking in the boys' room, and not the crappy Motley Crue version. This is the original Brownsville station. There we go. Why is that not listed on here? Well, anyway, it's Brownsville station. And they are smoking, and I don't think they're smoking tobacco. They're smoking the wacky tobacco. And there is Mr. Eaglebauer, who is played by Clint Howard himself. Clint, I don't remember what his name was in Gentle Band, but he also was in a couple episodes of Opie's show, and Andy Griffith. But he's hilarious. Also, he's Baylock from Star Trek, and it's probably how I'm going to refer to him. And he's reprised Baylock in recent years, which is hilarious. You can always tell it's him with those teeth. So Tom goes to him to want because he wants to get on a date with Riff there, whereas Kate is the one who's got the hots for him. So she look at her. She's no Walkman here. She's hauling around that cassette recorder. And oh, by the way, Fritz Hansel is in love with Principal Trogar. That's a running gag too. And then uh, Fritz Gretel there. Well, Hansel goes and races around there. She's given letters to go out to the music teacher and the gym teacher, and he just folds his up, turns it into an airplane, and it flies right into um, Mr. McGree's ear. It's actually quite fun. This movie is very funny, and it's a very subversive. It is the old story. It's nothing original. It's the story of teenagers versus authoritarian principal. The teachers are actually not too bad, but there's a class. They're not interested in music, which is sad for them because he's playing them Beethoven's Fifth, and I don't care. You can't not listen to that and love it. Kate has climbed up the rope. She makes me feel funny, kind of like when we climbed the rope in gym class, and falls down. I don't know if she lands on her head, and that is the gym teacher, Coach Steroid, I believe is how they say it. Read into that whatever you will. She gets the note, and they're just ogling the girls. So they show up, and Principal Togar says, This is the effect rock and roll has on mice. When he starts this mouse was listening to the Ramones, and this is what he looks like now. And then he looks at her. Is she nuts? And I'm like, she can't be. She's the principal. No, she's nuts. There's our girls, and they just left them there to do calisthenics. And so, of course, Riff decides they're going to listen to her new song, Rock and Roll High School. She really wants to get it to the Ramones so she can write songs for them. That's the crux. That's the MacGuffin. Riff wants to get her music to the Ramones. They start dancing, lots of dance sequences. Now we hear some more rock and roll music. I love her meter here. I would get rid of Ted Nugent and put Kiss in there, but they didn't ask me because the Ramones were big Kiss fans back in the. Well, about now, Joey had said Kiss had lost the plot because I Was Made for Loving You had come out, but that's all right. It was a big hit. The Ramones were the ones who wrote "We Want the Airwaves." So here we watch it, and the poor little mouse blows up. This is also not quite a running gag, but sort of. And they're still singing and dancing, and the minions have found out, so they go together, but they come back, and lo and behold, they're doing their calisthenics to the boring music. And I think that Togar is smelling the girls. Yep, she's nuts. So Riff is the ringleader. She's getting ready to go spend 3 days in line to be first in line to get, I think, 100 Ramones tickets for the school. Now, they must have paid for it. There they are. She's in line. Oh, I remember those days. And that's the Rockatorium. Now, this was actually recorded at the Roxy in Los Angeles. But, they get free publicity. So she's reading a fanzine. I just got to love this. I've never seen Crawdad. It cost a whole 50 cents. And Kate has to give Togar, Fritz Hansel, Fritz Graham, their inboxes. Give her Kate's notes, or give them Riff's notes. Her mother has died. Delivers her milk. Kate goes in there because she wants to get a date with Doofus, Tom, and they all close their eyes. And he's all happy because it's in the boys' room. They're still smoking in the boys' room. And I'm trying to figure out who that was. I'm just looking at this. I don't know if that's Bo Derek or Tanya Roberts, but so he sets it up, takes him out there. Oh, look. So they're going to play date or practice on each other, even though Tom is after Riff, he thinks, and Kate is after Tom, which Tom doesn't know because he's a doofus. And he's like, I don't know. And he's just the worst because they're trying to force it. And she helps him by unbuttoning things. The next day, her father's died. January 15th. And then this woman shows up and cuts in line, and they have a bit of a stare down. And her name is, I think she goes by Angel Dust. That's Jillian Farrell. Now it doesn't have what she was in. She looks a little scared of Riff. Riff calls her a groupie, and she's like, no, but she is. Then the Ramones show up, and they're playing I Just Want to Be With You, I believe. And they lip sync. Now, apparently they thought they were going to play everything live, but so they had to be talked into lip syncing like the Beatles did, which they thought the Beatles always played everything live. They're so young here. And this is Johnny, Joey, Dee Dee, and Marky. Marky is the drummer whose haircut is not hiding anything, but he's trying. So boy, look at how young they were. Last time, I mean, when I saw Dee Dee last, he had gray hair and they're wearing, these were the clothes they could afford, really. But they did have nice leather jackets. And that's their manager, maybe Sal, I don't know. And he knows Angel, and Riff is trying to get their music there. And our third note, her goldfish has died, Riff Randall. So she got 100 tickets for $1,000. No tax, no fees, nothing. So obviously, 100 people gave her $10, or maybe she charged them a little more for waiting. But there it goes, 100 tickets for $10. Wish I'd have seen the Ramones. She gives one to Mr. McGree as a complimentary one, and he's all excited. Unfortunately, she's in the paper, and guess who finds out? So Togar absconds with her tickets, which is completely against the law. So I don't know. Maybe in the 70s you could do that, but I would have had a problem, and I believe Riff's parents might have had one. So now, and they got body searched by the Gretel twins, and that would never have flown this day. They would have pepper sprayed those bastards. But so I don't know, but Rock and Roll High School. See, those aren't even the words. Kate, you're the song. That's anyway. Riff lights one up, and I believe she has a bit of a daydream here. Joey starts singing. Johnny starts, and then Johnny starts playing his acoustic, and he's really an underrated guitarist. Now Riff's in some scantily clad here while Joey sings to her. Dee Dee's in the shower, and Marky's there with her. She's I don't know what she's thinking about. Read into that what you will. Warlock, not quite the same as a wizard, and that's for Agent Sean there. But that's his new. Apparently, he's got a visa that can buy. Tom's got a visa that can buy anything. And they're having a drink. They've got Jack Daniels, and it looks like vodka or gin, maybe, and something else there. But he calls up Riff to tell him about all this, and you can tell she's thrilled. And old Baylock is helping him out here, and he asks her if he wants to go out and get drunk. So she says yes, and then they have this little pretend fight. She's like, "No, I'll take care of old Baylock." So, yep, Jack Daniels right out of the bottle. That's say what I will about him being a dork. He's got a stronger stomach than I do, because I'm not drinking Jack. That just ugh. And then their AM radio. 2 people. He's got 2 free tickets for the next person who tell him what album this is on. The expression on her face. They throw the guy out. They win the tickets and cancel the date. And old Tom does not handle it well. But they don't care because they're going to see the Ramones. So they go in and crash. Well, there he is looking cool. And there's a mouse, and they wouldn't let him in because the mice are blowing up all the place. But he's got headsets, and they have to check him. This is the scalper. That was a joke earlier. Also wouldn't fly today, and he gives him the peace pipe with something in it. And there is our DJ, Screamin' Steve Stevens. Long before Steve Stevens was the guitarist for Billy Idol, an excellent and also underrated guitarist. And there's the 2. I don't remember what the sisters' names are, but they're reversed. Sister Maria Anna and Sister Anna Maria. But they won Togar's free complimentary tickets. I hope they enjoyed the show. And now she is planning to crack down on the school to make it safe again, or great again, if you will.
The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
I just clocked the time. I'm 19 minutes into this, so we're going to wrap it up, speed it up here. She tells Togar to suck it, essentially. Look at that costume she made for Kate. And I think Kate's very attractive, and she's really smart. Togar is not happy because they're listening to the radio. And she sends the minions out on their bike. Kate, or they want to go in and meet them, but old Angel Dust says nope. And now the show is starting. Teenage lobotomy. And this is really, they're dancing so fast. It's very funny. She calls the parents to let them know it's listening or what's going on. These two crash, and Angel Dust has stolen her music. This guy was doing snorting something up his nose, and then he looks at his watch and drops the rest on the floor. Joey's singing. Somehow, Tom has knocked himself out but thrown Angel out the back door. So we've got her music back. She thanks him. D-U-M-B. That's, and then I just thought that was funny. So Riff gives him the note, sings a song. These two. So a really touching thing here is that he's like, oh, you signed up with Baylock to be with me, and then like, well, let's just become friends, which is the most mature thing. So there's the growth. Our two protagonists, and he becomes a lot less dorky when he just quits trying, and they're like, okay. So they're all cheering. He's singing to Riff. Guess who gets another a full body search, and we don't mind, is the groupie, and she might not have either. It's pizza. They won't let Joe eat pizza because they're trying to keep him healthy or something. And Riff's all happy, giving him there. You're in the big time. This is the Ramones. And she puts a piece of pizza in there after she gives him the music, and the look on Dee Dee's face. That's flawless. The Ramones were not good actors. They weren't even trying. They were just being themselves. But that look there, I think Dee Dee might have had some acting chops in him somewhere. And it's the next day. Principal Togar's there hosting the parents and the kids. And this is a small amount of kids. You'd think it was just the senior class here, so maybe it's only a 12th grade class. They cheer for the Ramones, so does Mr. McGree. And then she lights it on fire. Now this never works. Remember what Princess Leia said about tightening your grip. Riff douses, it's not pig's blood, but she was in Carrie, but douses Togar, and she's like, get off of me, dork. He sings the praises of the Ramones, and they show up. And this is a very funny thing. Very natural. I think Dee Dee did that too. Kick me hard. And this line that she gives him, you are Ramones. That just cracked me up so hard. Riff takes over, and they're playing something. And these poor schlubs are asking for trouble. They try to hide. Oh, the mice blow up. They hide in here. They get thrown out there. Joey Ramone for I guess assembly. They throw them out there. There's kind of an orgy going on in the showers. Baylock gets revenge on the poor cooks. They're just cooking the crap that they have. It's not their fault. Rock and Roll High School. Rock and Roll High School. She says they made. Riff says they're honorary students and they can play whatever they want. Do you want to dance? And everyone comes down. It's a great number. Even Dee Dee gets to sing along, be it lip synced. These two are having a ball, and oops, smoochy smooch. So at least there's a happy ending for these two. There's Dick Miller, that guy Dick Miller, the longtime Corman crew member and actor. So he's hilarious. Just they're negotiating. I do like the applause signs. And Togar says, well, we'll only put one mark on your permanent record. This will go down on your permanent record. And Riff says, oh, really? And Baylock has a chainsaw there. She takes it to her gigantic box of permanent records. And off they go. And our brainy and beautiful Kate concocts an explosive. The Ramones make Riff an honorary Ramone. And they There they go. They march out, and they have one thing to say to her: hit it. And this is where we hear Rock and Roll High School. Now, we have heard Schools Out. We have heard a bunch of other songs from other artists. Again, the soundtrack's awesome. And everyone's dancing, and I think that's Joey that's pushing down on the plunger, and kaboom goes the school. School's out forever. And kissing, kabooming. And this is a little, fade over there where everyone's celebrating. Togar has gone insane.
If I can only get unstuck, I'll be swinging at one of my most fearsome foes next week. Be sure to tune in next week and watch me swing into my strangest trip ever in Revolt in the Fifth Dimension.
So you might have seen a little bit of that before I added the preview for tomorrow, and this is going to run long, almost 30 minutes. Sorry about that. If you've watched this far, bless you. All right, my fellow agents, tomorrow we will be talking about the first Three Fantastic Supermen movie. That just says super. I'm going to have to redo that. But I'm not doing it now. So, my fellow agents, until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And remember, don't blow up your high school if you don't like it, because the sun never sets on those who ride into it.
Fantastic Supermen, America's favorite superheroes. 3 times as agile, 3 times as strong, 3 times as clever. Without the use of guns or modern weapons, they fight for truth, justice, and international peace. The 3 Fantastic Supermen, aided by Professor Schwartz and his marvelous bulletproof supersuits, as they face the forces of terrorism and corruption.
This is real mass production of gold, and I can double or triple it whenever I like. Obviously, I'm already the richest man in the world, and you may be wondering why I'm continuing.
The diabolical golem who buys and enslaves beautiful women.
Just as I feared. Slightly radioactive. The banknotes were made by a universal reproducer. A what? A machine which can reproduce anything.
The 3 Fantastic Supermen use their bare hands, their wits, and their humor to overcome the cohorts of the underworld. an action-packed adventure picture for the entire family. Can the three fantastic Supermen survive the monstrous duplication machine? Who are the real Supermen? Will the despicable duplicates defeat the three fantastic Supermen? Coming soon to this theater.